part 3 of the best elements for each weapon type. In the first 2 parts, we covered pierce and strike weapon types. So if you haven't seen those videos, go ahead and check those out. But let's talk about slash weapons. The claws, daggers, curved swords and great swords, katanas, and reapers. And a quick reminder that we're focusing on easily understanding the weapon types and which elements to attach to them to cover the most bosses. Let's get into it. For 87 bosses, slash is a great weapon type to utilize. And for 41 of those bosses, slash is the best weapon type. And that means there's 46 bosses that are equally vulnerable to other weapon types. Out of 13 of these bosses, no elemental Ash of War is probably the best choice, but we're focusing on the 48 bosses that slash plus an element is gonna be the better choice. And we're gonna start with the highest one first, and that's 32 bosses that are affected by slash and fire. That's your beast, a couple mages, and a couple plants. However, that could be 43 bosses if you add all the plants from the strike fire damage type. You're gonna have a little resistance on those 11 bosses, but it's still gonna be a good choice. Next, there are 14 bosses that are slash plus magic or lightning. That's your mages and knights and a special outlier boss. And lastly, we have a couple bosses that are affected by slash holy and or lightning. And those are a couple mages. And actually, it might be better for you to use standard plus lightning for the 16 bosses outside of the ones that are affected by slash fire. And that brings us to our next video where we're going to cover standard damage type and all the elements that you can apply to it. And we'll see if we add any other bosses that haven't already been covered by pierce, strike, and slash in these 3 parts. So subscribe if interested and like the video if you learned something new or feel it would help others out. Love to see your comments and let me know if you have any questions.